Hey all, Flatwage here. Well, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a good rest because last night was a great one. If you haven't already, please do go and watch the live stream from last night. I will stick it up in the video afterwards. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining. Hey Jess Palmer, thank you for being here. I'm glad you could make it. Um, Today is going to be another nice one with angles because today we're going to be talking about Al-Biruni and his flat earth angles. Yes, it's actually quite exciting because the people take Al-Biruni's measurements and calculations for a globe earth, which is actually sad because they're using trigonometry with flat baselines and then transposing that into their so-called globe Earth because they have to duplicate the angle and put it to the center of Earth. But yeah, that's it. Thank you, Jess Palmer, for coming. I did start now half an hour earlier, so we can just maybe have a chat before I start the presentation because, yeah, it was supposed to start at 6 o'clock. It is now 1:30. I've been awake since 3 o'clock this morning, actually. Just couldn't sleep. It was quite... so I went up and I stood up about, I think it was like 4:30, and I decided, let me just start getting everything ready, and I did so. Now I'm just sitting here. So yeah, how you doing, Jess? Hope you're doing well. Hey YouTube, good to see you in. Thank you for coming. 9:30 p.m. Okay, it's at least not too late there. It is now exactly 5:32 here by us. YouTube, you remind me of Eric Contana. Sorry, I don't know who Eric Contana is though, YouTube. I'll try and, if I remember, I'll try and look up after the stream or late in the day. Yeah. I don't know if you caught the stream last night, YouTube, with Sean Hawkins. I'm going to have an awesome little cutout for a video on that this week because, man, that guy, he literally threw his globe away, let's put it that way. The amount of stupid contradictions that guy came up with in a course of like 2 minutes is insane. I don't know how they're going to come back to this. Look him up back in 1992. Okay, yes, I'll definitely look him up. Roman Autos, hey dude, thanks for being here. Also, I have no idea who Jason Patrick is, to be honest. So I'll have to look Jason Patrick up as well. I mean, even people have told me remind them of Keith Urban for some odd reason. I don't know why, but all I know is that this is me. Cortana is a Man United legend. Really? Cortana. Eric Cortana. And I used to really like soccer in those days. From the movie Lost Boys. I'm going to look it up. Okay, I'll have to look both of them up for you guys. I hope it's a good reminding, not a bad reminder though. YouTube. YouTube, I am enjoying your series though where you're showing Nathan Oakley's original debates and stuff. It's amazing how he has progressed from the beginning to where he is now. I really hope that mine are also going to progress in such a great manner because I do want to get it to be more professional, so definitely going to get there. Is my sound at least sounding okay? It's not too soft for you guys? Unfortunately, I can't talk too loud because everybody's sleeping and I am in the house, so it's a bit difficult. Hey Tom Burdas, good to see you. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you could make it. I think we're just going to chat for a few minutes before I do start the presentation kind of thing because yeah, we'll wait until more people do show up for the presentation about Al-Biruni and using triangles, which is really cool. Okay, I stopped showing them because I got a strike. Really got a strike? When was that? Medical misinfo. I can't believe it. That's a show from 2017. That's sad. I don't know if you've realized, YouTube, the anti-flat earth sites, they can post so many things and then it doesn't get striked. Doesn't matter, but if we have to put the same things, we get It's like our the rules for us is just more extreme compared to those anti-flat earthers. I think the reason is because we not like them. We don't go and just strike, go and moan with channels and start reporting and stuff. I think that's the problem. They get butthurt and they report us for everything that we say. So it makes sense why you would get struck, because we're dealing with little children here. They're not grown adults. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Roman Ortiz. I am trying. I do want to have good content for you guys. Like I'm saying, the PC is helping a ton though, for sure. And I've got so much planned with this PC for you guys. So thank you again, everybody that supported to the GoFundMe to get me this PC. YouTube, Flat Source Perspective. It's sad when no one could have possibly taken up about in those shows from 2 years before COVID-19. Yeah, true. Yes, it proves lies. Hey Kiki's ass, Seabass. How you doing, Kick-Ass? I'm glad you could be here. If you guys didn't know, Kick-Ass is one of my patron supporters, so thank you very much. I do really appreciate your support, dude. Kick-Ass, you might want to go and watch last night's stream with Sean Hawkins. It was hilarious, that guy. And then Brenda even came on when I actually wanted to go sleep, so we stayed on another hour. And Brenda was talking about the religion of gravity and time being physical. Yeah. The double speak, and let's just put it this way. Brenda was saying things that I could just type on Google and highlight the word to show Brenda doesn't have a clue what Brenda's talking about. Let's put it that way. Hey Roof, good to see you. I'm glad you... Roof, I think I'll go on record and say I think Al-Biruni cheated. Okay, good to see you, Roof. I'm glad you think Al-Biruni cheated. Two Wolves, good to see you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Roof, I don't know if you actually paid attention to Sean last night. He came on the live stream. You might want to check to him, because you guys are going to have quite a field day with trying to, how can I say, fix the problems he's caused for you guys now. So yeah, it's actually quite funny. I don't know if you guys want to listen to a piece of it or something, because I am going to give I'm going to make it cut out so I can have a short part of the video for the video. I think let's go and search it. I think you guys are gonna love this. Let's go and search quickly. Chat. Ha. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, let's get where it gets to him in. It's really, really good. I think it's, yeah.
No, the star's moving. He's not moving. Yes, really.
Can you guys hear this all right?
He hasn't moved. He hasn't moved. That is a star. That is a star that travels overhead. That's not Polaris. Polaris stays at the same height, dude. You've shown it drop in altitude.
Okay, anyway, this is part of, let me get to where the argument is very, very detrimental. This is when he rage quitted. This is what I wanted to show. Listen up.
Is it physically going into the convergence? Is it physically dropping, Sean? Is that angle the same angle measurement as this one, Sean? Is the height still the same? Yes. But is the apparent altitude the same? No, Sean. This one picture alone just debunks your whole argument. One picture. That angle is going to have a different...
And then we can get to this part. This is where I took the light poles and I pasted it in. I'm going to quickly mute it.
Sean and Co. Let's add lines. A 90-degree line. Okay. Let's make it red. Why not? He says this one is going to have the same height one, let's see, is measuring at 30 degrees, and this one I'm measuring at 70 degrees. Do they appear to have the same height? No. It's apparent altitude. I'm making it as simple as I can to explain.
So yeah, that was his whole argument. It really, hey Bob, good to see you. I'm happy you could make it. Time is a concept, exactly. No such thing as yesterday or tomorrow. Yesterday, it only means remember previous. Exactly, Roman. I was trying to explain to Brenda. Time is literally just a unit of measure given to a line, so you can have a reference to a duration on that line. You can put it. That's all that it is. It's a concept. Yeah, Sean is a very funny guy. I do agree. He's funny in his head. He's got an IQ of a tuna sandwich, and I've told him this before. It's good to see you guys here in chat. I really do appreciate everybody being here. Shall we get to it to get the Al-Biruni on the go? I think so. Type 1 in chat if you want me to start the presentation on Al-Biruni, or chat 2 if you just want to still have a little bit of a chill chat before we do start. Generally Stone, good to see you. I'm glad you could make it, dude. Yeah, it was a doozy. I really did enjoy the live stream last night. It was great. Hope you're doing well generally. If you guys haven't already, please, just a reminder, just click that thumbs up. It would be great. Okay, Ruof says 1. Kikas 33. I'll take that as a 1. 1 and 2. Okay. 2. Okay. We got 2 2s and 2 1s actually, because yeah. So it's a chat that we can maybe wait no 5 minutes. It doesn't really matter. Godzilla. Hey, Godzilla 37. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. Ruof might even make Al-Biruni video. That would be great. Yeah, please do. Okay, I think we got about the same as 1 and 2s. We might as well just start a bit. We can always do it again sometime. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, Iron Horse talking about increasing density and volume while we are talking about Al-Biruni angles. That is the global way of skating. Well, let's see if you're going to pay attention, Iron Horse. Let's get to it. I'm going to quickly go to, yeah, the geometric horizon is very important when it comes to measuring a flat plane, because they actually bring the elevation angle to the horizon. We're using a sextant. Okay, let's go to it. Sit back and enjoy, people. Okay, this is from Stand Up Maths. I'm going to play and stop quite often because obviously I don't want strikes or anything, but you guys have to pay attention. I don't know if you've watched this video before, but it's brilliant.
Alright, let's see the triangles.
I think this is kind of a mad idea that you could measure the radius of the Earth.
Did you hear that? Trying to use radius of the Earth using triangles. Just note that. Triangles, people.
Yeah.
With just a couple of triangles and a mountain and a bronze astrolabe. Okay, so let's say you've got the Earth like this.
Just going to draw a sphere. You don't really need to see how she draws a sphere. Okay, she puts a radius through to the center, and that is the mountain on the so-called sphere. Remember, they've already assumed a sphere here.
Yep.
Okay. Now, if you draw yourself a nice right angle triangle here.
Creating a right triangle to the what? The horizon. Note that. Right triangle to the horizon.
So this is you looking at the horizon,
Exactly.
which is tangent to the surface of the Earth.
Looking at the horizon. So, Globers, would that be a physical horizon or a refracted horizon? Note that Al-Biruni didn't even know about refraction.
Exactly
Gotcha.
right. Then you can make this right angle triangle
They
that
bring
goes
it to
through.
the center, obviously.
If that was
Let's call it C. Call it C.
C,
Yeah, you're looking at it.
but that's
Okay.
a right angle,
Yep.
so the difference will give us that little angle in there.
Yeah, or effectively
okay,
it gives you this angle in
Oh
here
yeah,
as
then
well.
yeah, because that angle there, if that was
Let's call it C. Call it C.
C,
Yeah, you're looking at
then
it.
that there is C.
Yeah, perfect.
You guys understand it? It's a depression angle, so C would be equivalent to C in the center. So they're just duplicating the angle so they can put it inside a sphere. Note,
Gotcha.
Now, this is
duplication.
right angle triangle, right? So this distance here, can I have another colour pen?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now she's just going to do globe math. We obviously don't need to do it. Weird how they're using costs and everything. Now the fun comes. Because this is what they actually do it with.
You want the height, you want to work out the height of the shard as
Yeah,
well
yeah,
then?
yeah.
Okay, all right,
And we're
fine,
doing the
okay,
whole thing.
Okay, fine. Right, so here's the shard then.
I grew a beard for this and everything.
And a very impressive one it is too. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
here's the
Going
height.
old school.
Okay, so they're drawing the shard. That's the building in the back there. If you guys don't know, the shard.
This is the shard.
Yep.
This is the height that we need. H.
Yep.
Okay.
What's that? Is that a flat baseline? So they can work out the height of the shard?
Close enough to the shard that the earth can be flat.
Ah, to work it out, it has to be flat. What did you say? Let's rewind at the touch again.
So now,
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, what did you say again?
okay. We're close enough to the shard that the earth can be flat.
She's saying we're close enough to the shard that the earth could be flat. You see, that's the way they do. They have to obfuscate from, they actually require a flat baseline to work it out. So, they have to change the words to say we're close enough that the earth could be flat. No, it's simply, it is flat, that's why you're measuring it flat, and afterwards adapting it to your sphere.
Gotcha.
So now,
Oh, yeah. I'm happy to assume that.
the way that you can do it
I protracted down.
is from a reasonable distance away, say here,
Yep.
we can look up
Gotcha.
at the shard, measure that angle.
Hey.
Cool. So, measuring angle A to the top of the mountain, in Al-Biruni's case, yeah, it would be the shard. Angle A. That would be a right angle triangle. Let's carry on.
I'm going all over the place with the
Yeah.
letters here. And then we'll go a little bit further away and we'll measure it again. B.
And that would be angle B. Because they're walking. So in other words, they take the first angle there and they walk away and make the second angle based on the same horizontal plane. Everybody? On a globe, you've got a bit of an issue there because that zenith would be a different zenith to that. So it wouldn't have the same 90-degree angle to the shard. So what does that tell you? Flat baseline.
And then as long as we know this distance here, maybe we'll do like 100 meters or so.
Yep.
Let's call that D.
Pull that D for distance. Yep.
Then you can use
Okay, so that's just what they did actually. They took the measurement there at A, using his Kamal or whatever he used, and then he paced distances to B, let's say 100 yards or feet or whatever, and he took another angular distance. That's how he can work out. Because they know that physical distance between point A, point B, then they can work out the trigonomic function to get that height. What did I tell you guys? Straight baseline, same horizontal plane. In other words, this so-called zenith on a globe would have to be the same so-called zenith and the same zenith. What happens on a globe? You'd have different zeniths, so it wouldn't work on a globe. That's why you have to have a flat baseline. Thank you, Al-Biruni, for throwing this. Well, anyway, at the end of the day, they did work it out, and they got quite close, and they still took the shard and determined the radius of Earth. So what does that show you? It shows they take flat Earth measurements and then include the belief of a sphere afterwards. Let's get back to some comments first before we carry on. I hope it's coming clear to you guys. It's flat geometry. Boom. Exactly, Kick-Ass. It's boom. It's as simple as that. I will leave a link for the video in the description box below afterwards. I think you guys will really enjoy that. Okay. Let's see. Roof. If you talk me down about stuff, okay, hit me up and this, okay. If they're forced to address this, they are panicking. Yes, Godzilla, they are forced, then they are panicking. Roof Discord not gonna miss sound on YouTube live chats. And Iron Horse, it's literally impossible to show any diagram at any scale to explain the horizon, just the concept. its scale. At 1 millimeter height, needs 3 meters of paper screen to go. So, Iron Horse, are you saying that the horizon is physical or not physical? Because you guys cannot decide. Let's see. Iron Horse. Even Mr. Biruni demonstrated nothing more than elevation, not curvature. Great, elevation. But you guys derived your curvature, your radius, from that elevation. And what's the elevation angle? Ruif, I think you showed them what elevation angle is. Remember? Very, very simple, guys. Elevation angle. Horizontal plane. Yeah. Weird how you have to establish flat before you can take measurements and then reify your globe afterwards. So, not curvature, this is how they ever show horizon drop. Yes, horizon drop is simply how high your eye is above the horizon. I know that is what drop is. It's not because of curve, it's because your eyes are not embedded into the ground. You actually stand up. This is three-dimensional reality. The horizon is an optical illusion of physical thing. Sure, but its convergent point are based on... So in other words, Inos, is that your concession that it's a refracted horizon? So you're saying that it's perspective? Guys, they're coming back to perspective, telling us our argument, which is great. Because we all do agree the horizon is just... The surface is obviously physical, but... the apparent position is not. It's apparent. It's optical. Because the angles get limited. AKA why you get a limited angle. Let's see. Godzilla. And it was so accurate. Thanks, Al-Biruni. And it got Sputnik into perfect orbit. Lol, you can't make this up. Yeah, exactly. Mercator. Al-Biruni had found no dip to the horizon. He would have written an essay on flatness. Mercator, you know how false that statement is. He literally created a flat baseline so he could get the height of the mountain. That's why he went up on the mountain as well. So you just showed you have no idea how Al-Biruni even worked. Okay, did I mention refraction? I never mentioned nonsense refraction. Hey Snowbirds, good to see you. Glad you can make it. Iron Horse, yes, I'm glad you're not mentioning refraction because refraction always exists, remember? Let's get on to the presentation, shall we? This is another one. Please listen to the words this guy says.
This is where he quantified the radius and circumference of this little blue dot we call home.
You see? Did you hear that? He quantified, in small words, the Earth. This is where he quantified. That's the mountain where Al-Biruni was.
Abu Rehan Al-Biruni, being a mathematical visionary, combined algebra and trigonometry to solve the epic problem.
He combined geometry and trigonometry to algebra and trigonometry to solve an epic problem for calculating the size of Earth. That was the mission, remember guys? Calculating the size of Earth, not measuring the size of Earth, calculating it. Because he went and he knew he could only measure it flat. So measured flat and calculated for Earth's radius because of a belief. In other words, duplicating that angle measurement.
Of calculating the size of the Earth. Having read Al-Biruni's description, let me tell you how he estimated the size of the Earth.
Yes, please do tell us how he estimated the size of Earth. This should be good. Hope you guys are paying attention.
Al-Biruni needed a mountaintop from where he could see the flat horizon.
Needed a mountaintop to where he could see what? The flat horizon. Good that he knows it's a flat horizon. Because horizon means horizontal. Horizontal, apparent position between the sky and the ground where they meet. Horizontal plane. And do horizontal planes bend or curve or no? It's a flat horizon. So, he found the perfect mountain for that.
And Nandana Fort was ideal for that. But first, he needed to measure the height of the mountain.
Okay, again, showing flat baseline, he needed to measure the height of the mountain.
He did this by going to 2 points in the valley, which were in a straight line with the mountaintop. Then he measured the distance between those 2 points.
So angle A and angle B. Remember? Measured the distance from there so you could work out his triangle. 90-degree angle, 90-degree triangle, and 90-degree triangle. Where's the curve in here, guys?
And finally, he measured the angles between those points and the mountaintop. To do this, he used a device called an astrolabe, which is basically a giant protractor with angles and degrees and a pointer to detect.
Yep. An angle? What's that? Is that a flat horizon? Doesn't that kind of compute yet, Globus? He used a horizon and he's making an angle measurement, which would be 90 degrees, a 90-degree triangle on the same horizontal plane.
Determine his line of sight. Now he had enough information to measure the height of the mountain using trigonometry and algebra.
So he used trigonometry and algebra, he measured it. I will leave the link to this as well afterwards. I don't know if you guys want to see how an astrolabe looks. So that's simply how an astrolabe looks. It's a circle with what's the astrolabe was before the sextant time, obviously. Funny enough, the sextant was used on land, not on sea, for 100 years before they finally decided to use it on sea. And the reason they wanted to use the sextant on sea is because it was a bit more stable on a moving and rocking ship compared to the astrolabe. Just a did you know kind of thing. Let's get back to the comments. Let's see what you guys up to. Mercator, if the earth was flat, the horizon would rise to eye level, no matter if on the mountain. Mercator, the mountain rises relative to eye level, even if you're in an airplane. Remember, it doesn't matter your altitude, it rises relative to eye level. And the reason I say relative to eye level is because you guys like to strawman the argument and say it's not at eye level, thus it doesn't rise relative. Yes, it does. Because if it was a globe, it wouldn't rise, it would drop. It would have the opposite effect. And the higher you go, the more that apparent drop would be. You do not see this. Just note, you're not living on a ball. You're looking at, what they said, a flat horizon. Okay. Godzilla, if it was a globe, it would never once you raise above the surface it does. Exactly. Locally flat equals disco ball earth. Yeah. It's probably how they did it in Blender with all the nodes, the squares, and they think, I'm standing on that square, so therefore it looks flat in that piece. That was Ranty's argument at the stage as well. Really stupid. But yeah. Flat horizon or the surface of the sea. Exactly, Mercator. The surface of the sea is a flat horizon. Glad you understand that. Share your pain. Exactly, Godzilla. Mercator, 3.75 degrees of dip on a plane at 12 kilometers height. Yes, you know why? Because you are elevated at an angle above the surface. If I'm standing above the surface, I have dip eye correction. Why? Because my eyes are not embedded in the ground. It's above. So you have a dip correction. Dip correction is actually your guys' downfall because you guys think it's for curve. Yeah, really, really odd. Are you guys enjoying the presentation so far? Because I am. To me, it's just trying to point out a few things to globe believers, that's all. Okay. Let's see. Now we use what we call a sextant. So yes, you see it's a bit more accurate than the astrolabe. And what is that? Is that an optical scope? So in other words, you're looking optically through the mirrors to get the angle of the horizon down. So you have to meet this luminary with the horizon to meet at 0. So it's at the flat horizon base. So you have 0 to make your, what's that? This is what he used. Literally, you can just use a protractor if you wanted to with a plumb bob and a line of sight. You would need a line of sight because you're looking at a flat horizon. This is his two angles again, angle 1 and angle 2. So obviously he took the first angle standing closer to the mountain, and he walked away a distance, and he knows because of that distance he can work out that distance and the height, completing his triangles. Al-Biruni's classic method. let's read what it says here. Al-Biruni devised a more sophisticated and reliable method to achieve this objective. To carry out his method, Biruni only needed three things. Three things, guys. An astrolabe, suitable mountain with a flat horizon in front of it so it could angle of depression of horizon could be accurately measured. Angle of depression, people. You know what an angle of depression is? Well, they showed it already. And the knowledge of trigonometry. So he used trigonometry with a flat earth. Yeah, it's the same as Sean Hawkins' Polaris charts. We used trigonometry on a flat earth. Okay, what else did I show you? It's astrolabes. I thought we were going to get into celestial navigation, so I just brought up a few things because I wanted to show something like nautical mile for you guys. Nautical mile. Officially, a nautical mile is defined as 1852 meters or 60.80 feet, but originally it was a minute of arc on a great circle. What great circle would that be, guys? A minute of arc on a great circle. It is the second definition that we will use here, and we do exactly sailors around the world, thereby showing the standard makes what we really think of them. So a great circle, in other words, an arc. So let's get back to it. That was about it, what I really want to show you, but I'll probably try and leave links in below afterwards. This comes from Celestial Navigation Basics for you guys. See, declination. This marks the height above or below the equatorial plane of celestial objects. That equatorial plane is the plane where you guys are taking your measurements from. Remember, you're measuring the arc in the sky, not the ground. This is just for the likes of McToon and Ruif and them that say we don't use trigonometry and triangles, you know, for triangulation with celestial navigation. Trigonometry is used in navigational directions. It's estimated in what direction to place the compass to get the straight direction with the help of a compass and trigonomic functions in navigation. It will be easy to pinpoint a location and find the distance as well to see the horizon. Yeah, so in other words, that's just other use, but yeah, and you can see there they got it in so much other things, even aviation, but the point of the matter is they use trigonometry. You guys say they do not, which is really sad. Okay, this is altitude just because in reference to last night for Sean. Same as height, a general name for the angular height of a celestial body above the horizon that is determined from the sextant measurement or sight reduction. Let me repeat that. Same as height. A general name for an angular height. In other words, angular height, taking an angular measurement of a celestial body. So the celestial star and the celestial sphere above the horizon. Above the horizon. What's a horizon? Flat horizon. That is determined from the sextant measurement or sight reduction. Because we stand with the eyes here, you have your sight reduction. Angular height is often called altitude in other textbooks. Exactly, it's altitude, apparent altitude. When the body is right on the horizon, its height is 0 degrees. Sean, remember? I showed you with Mike standing at the equator and Polaris at 0. That means it's on the horizon. Apparent horizon, apparent altitude. When a body is overhead, its height is 90 degrees. So in other words, zenith you. So every zenith has a new 90. The term is used more precisely depending on the number of corrections that have been made to the sextant measurement. The sextant height, apparent height, remember that? Apparent height, Sean? Not actual, apparent height. Observed height and calculated height. So you're calculating an apparent altitude elevation. Okay, that's about it. But that is for, if you guys want to know, Celestial Navigation, a complete home study course. Okay. more. Just wanted to show you Homoto because it kind of resembles Al-Biruni's triangles. Homoto. It's just so you know if you're going towards or away, hence Homoto. And it means you're going on the same plane towards, because if that angle doesn't measure correct, then you know, okay, I need to move away. Now the angle measures correct, so therefore I know this is the distance away or going closer, hence Homoto. So yeah, this is Sean Hawkins showing, this is from last night, the Sean Hawkins showing. So let me just quickly just show you basically what we do observe for those that don't know. Mike is moving away from Polaris. Polaris was there at 80 degrees. Now he's walking away. So obviously Polaris is going to be 70 degrees. It's following his visual bubble. It's following that celestial sphere arc because it's perspective. See how it's dropping in apparent altitude? Sean seems to think, let's say this 50-degree angle would be the same height as this 40-degree angle. Or that 30 degree, he thinks the apparent altitude angle is the same in all, doesn't matter what you're taking. So I challenged him and I asked him, okay, show us the height being the same where you take a 30-degree angle and a 70-degree angle measurement. Show us them being exactly the same in reality, please. Because no, in reality when you take a 10-degree angle, it's going to be 10 degrees from the floor. If you're going to take a 50-degree angle, it's going to be 50 degrees from the floor. It's not going to look at the same apparent altitude as the 10. Obviously, that's just rubbish. So, yeah, obviously he had to run, and that was really sad. Hey Kevlar, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Glad you could make it, dude. Let's see, Mercator, the projection of a baseline debunks 1 degree equals no. Remember I got a video explaining to you where the 1 degree comes from. Why it's 60 nautical miles. It's minute of arc. It's your arc reading due to perspective in the celestial sphere. You use flat baseline measurements to get your angular measurements, and you get your distances based on that. Let's see if I can quickly pick up my I was with the there we go. This was the old one. Don't know where the new presentation is. Anyway, open. It's this one, yeah. There we go. This is the one from last night. This is the distances for your Mercator. 90 degrees, that would be Polaris. You standing and measuring 80 degrees. That means you measuring an angle of 80 degrees, but because you're measuring, that gives it 10 degrees because you minus. So what does 10 degrees mean? That's the co-altitude angle. So what's that? Time minute of arc, which is 60, because 60 seconds, 60 minutes in an arc, which gives you 60 nautical miles away if you measure 80 degrees. What does this show you? Let's see. At 70 degrees, look at that linear relationship. Don't you see something happening here? 600, 600, 600. How it's keep on going up because it stays at that 60 up. You see, the more further you go away, the lower the apparent altitude. The more the distance, the lower the apparent altitude. The closer the distance, the higher the apparent altitude. It follows the perspective of that celestial sphere. Hence, your celestial sphere, your globe, is based on a flat Earth measurement. Hope I made that clear. Oh, didn't I show anything now? I think I just forgot to show it. Sorry, guys. Anyway, there we go. They're showing it. 90 degrees. This is what I was explaining. It's simply showing the curve. 80 degrees, you would see 600 nautical miles away. 60 degrees, you're 1,800 nautical miles, and so on. So, if the altitude is higher, the distance to that GP is shorter. If your altitude is lower, apparent altitude is lower, the distance to that GP is further. Hence why the maximum you can see in your quadrant is 5,000 nautical miles. That is how they got Polaris to the equator, the distance, 5,400 nautical miles, based on a flat Earth. Every single one of these right triangles corresponds to flat. Every single one of these measurements and distances can be proven using flat Earth measurements. You guys now take that and you place it, duplicate to the center of Earth, and call the celestial sphere measurement now Earth. That's simply all you guys been doing. I hope that made sense to you guys. Very easy to understand. It's only taken you 15 minutes to say what I explained in a few short sentences. You know what? I'm going to put another moderator, Kevlar, because I see you guys are having your hands full with these. Oh, it doesn't want to. I'm going to have to do it in YouTube. Let's quickly go to YouTube so you guys can talk amongst yourself. So yeah, because we definitely having problems with these trolls lately. Mercator is going to get banned after stream. I was going to do it yesterday, but I forgot, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Add moderator. Yeah, there we go. And Godzilla, you also deserve to be a moderator. There we go. Thank you guys very much for being here. I do appreciate your support. So, what can we say? Mercator, remember, Michael Khan actually totally showed you how to be a troll, and he's going to be doing a weekly video showing the trolls out. So as soon as the trolls are showed out on my channel and his channel, whatever, you guys will no longer be here. You'll be moved to the wall of shame. So Mercator, take this as this sock account of yours is the last one you can chat on, because you will be moved to the wall of shame after the stream. I know you have other sock accounts that you talk about with anyway, so hey. Let's see, Kevlar exactly. No 90 on a sphere, game over. What is a 90 degrees, everybody? It's a vertical and a horizontal, perpendicular to one another. 180 degrees, 90 degrees. It's perpendicular. You cannot have the same 90 degree if it's changing. Because if it's changing, then it's, you don't have the same horizontal plane and you cannot get your measurements. Yes, let's make that wall great again, kick-ass. I agree. I've got so much people already on there. I mean, what was it, that Tim Pryor dude, just now the other day, he created 6 accounts, literally in like 5 minutes, or 10 minutes to come and troll. And well, I said to his last stock account, if he, I'd do something, I'd unblock his Tim Pryor stock account if he would agree to come and talk to me. Let's just put it this way, he's now dead silent. You know why that is? Because it's probably just Sean Hawkins. Because we have found Sean Hawkins to have a lot of troll accounts on here. Because that guy is mentally unstable. I'm sorry, there's just something wrong with that guy. Thank you, Kevlar. I'm glad it's working well. Unfortunately, I can't talk too loud because, yeah, I'm here at home. I see the sun is going to start coming up. You can see in the background. So, yeah, that's quite cool. He is desperate. Exactly. Hey, Johnny Carlton. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Yes, exactly, Johnny. We have to use the globe citations to debunk the globe, because if you haven't realized before, every single globe citation relies first on having flat plane measurements to create their globe. The globe came off the flat. Don't take the bullshit of they say flat comes off the globe. Flat's not the prediction of the globe. It's first flat, they create the globe, and they try and put it back to a flat projection, aka why your maps don't work. Yeah. Yes, you can kick people, dude. Godzilla, more than welcome to kick the trolls. Yeah. Yeah, so what do you guys want to talk about? Because we've practically been through the whole presentation already on Al-Biruni proving flat Earth, because the angles is flat. Every single, guys, look at this, Mercator. Every single globe citation is a straw man argument. Do you know what you just said there, Mercator? Do you know what you just said there? Every single globe citation is a straw man argument. So we are not allowed to bring your globe citations up to disprove your point and prove our point, because it's a straw man argument. How is it a straw man argument? So what citation should we bring up, Mercator, if it's a straw man argument? They do hate 90-degree angles, that's for sure. Oh, so Mercator, it's only from the flat earthers, then it's a straw man argument. So if you bring it up, it's not a straw man argument. Kind of biased, don't you think? Kind of sounds like a bigot to me, you know, because I say so, so therefore you are wrong type of thing. Yeah, very sad. Hey, it's 6:15 already. Do you guys want to carry on talking about Al-Biruni, or should we change the subject? It doesn't really matter. We can go through some of the presentation again if you really wanted to. I actually wanted to bring up something if McToon had showed up in here or something, you know, because they love to tell us you don't use trigonometry in celestial navigation, but we're using cosine and tan. Yeah, Cosata. The black swan triggers the globe as having the horizon behind the oil rigs. But Johnny, they can't even decide if the horizon is geometric or not. They want to tell us about oil rigs and refraction when we've told them, yes, claiming refraction means you don't have a geometric horizon. They just still don't get this. It's been how much years trying to explain this. Like I said, these globe defenders have an IQ of a tuna sandwich, literally. Maybe a peanut. Mercator, every talk about the globe is a misrepresentation, or you wouldn't be a flat earther. You see what I mean, guys? This is the kind of rebuttal this guy brings. Mercator, do you actually want to come in and to Discord and have a chat with me? Then you can explain to me how it is a misrepresentation, so you can correct me. I think type in chat 1 if Mercator should come in and chat to me on Discord, or 2 if Mercator is just going to be a coward and run. Because I think it's going to be the latter. These guys never want to come in, they're too scared. Peanut brain, exactly. Exactly, WBL, good to see you, I'm glad you could make it. 1, come here, see? Wiggles, he's saying 1, come Mercator. Evil Wiggles, he's saying you must come in. Godzilla says come in. Are you going to come into Discord and have a chat with us? Don't see you yet. Okay, what he would do, I changed. Yeah, you want him to, in other words, Godzilla, you want him to come in, but you know it's going to be changed to 2 because he's going to run away. Exactly. Simple. The black swan is a physical geometric earth curve edge debunker. It triggers the globers every single time. Yeah, that's what's called the black swan. Please read up and read what I typed, Flatsoid perspective. Okay, I brought this up already. Try this, Flatsoid. This will take some explaining. Bear with me. Google image sun crepuscular rays. Take note the variety of both real photos and... Okay, let's put sun crepuscular rays on. Copy. I'm going to quickly paste images. Look at all those divergent rays, people. Do you see any parallel light rays anywhere? Wow. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. I actually have a video that I'm working on to show you why shadows seem parallel with distant light, and why when they're closer it has divergent appearance. This is because of the rays, divergent rays. That's why you get this at a certain angle and you get that at a certain angle. It's because it's divergent and it shows it's local. If it's local, it's going to have that. Understand? Look at that, that's beautiful. I take this a lot, these type of things a lot at work though. Taking a few videos at work showing this, because we get some nice clouds sometimes. It helps to have the clouds so you can see the different rays. Let's see. Take note the top, and really only the photos of moon version from 4 space related websites. They are sketchy at best. Yeah, I agree, Godzilla. Many of them are sketchy. Mercator, draw a sun local. Mercator, you still haven't come in here yet, dude. Are you in? Nope, I don't see you in Discord yet. Are you coming in or not? So again, in case you don't understand, Mercator, I'm inviting you into Discord to come and tell me what I'm misrepresenting. So far everybody, it looks like number 2, not number 1. So he's taking a number 2, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Yeah, it's about it. Do the same thing with the moon crisscross close. This should be interesting. But the moon, how are we going to get those photos though? Because let's check that out. That should be interesting. I've never really thought of doing that before. Sorry, I have to change it. Paste. Ooh. I didn't even really realize it, but yeah, it also gives... That's quite cool. So what does that tell you guys? If the moon also has crepuscular rays, it means it's local. That's really, really odd, people. Does it even have, or is that just the sun? But yeah, the moon's light does give... Okay, that's obviously CGI, but yeah, the lights do show divergent. That means the light is actually dispersing away, in case anybody hasn't realized that. Let's see. Mercator, I can't speak English at a sufficient level, but you can type and then tell me spelling mistakes. Why are you making excuses, Mercator? Are you maybe just Sean Hawkins' troll account? Seems to be so, because a lot of the accounts in here just aren't able to physically talk. Always making excuses to talk, you know, being cowards. So, are you going to come in and talk? Probably not. Hey, Seed Planting, good to see you. Thank you for joining. The top photos are real from space-related websites and are not really ones even photos. Maybe does the moon even give crisscross rays? And why does space programs interest? That is actually really interesting, Godzilla. Maybe we should look into that, because I think there's something in this. Something nobody's really talking about, so we should look into it. Real Nye the Science Guy, resulting in ambient light. Exactly. How's he doing? Glad you could make it. Still, Mercator is making excuses not to come in and talk because made a claim we misrepresent every argument from the globe. So Mercator, remember, I'm in here, so I'm waiting for you. At best, he is rays of the sun coming from the horizon behind the full moon. No real examples why should work in their model. Nothing works in their model, actually, Godzilla. That's the thing, because when you show them what doesn't work, and they have to make excuses. This is why they always have the glue of gravity or refraction. Yeah, refraction. Refraction. You know, because they don't really have anything, because the globe model has to be fixed with a simple word like refraction or gravity, because it's shown wrong daily. I correct your continuous spelling mistakes, but I can't speak fluently English. That's exactly what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. You can correct spelling mistakes, which is much more sophisticated than talking English. Yeah. And I really don't mind if you can't talk very well English. You can still come and talk. I'm very patient, as you've realized that. I'm not a kamikaze. Okay. Wiggles. Conspiratory arrays look the same as a bed of nails, which is the bunch of parallel nails. No. Sorry, Wiggles, to tell you that. This is one thing I've also realized with you guys. When you look out at the sun, you guys are saying it's perspective causing them to do that. No, it's literally the rays are diverging out from the source. You are looking towards the sun. What happens? You observe the sun that way. That means convergent goes this way, not convergent comes this way. It's the same with train tracks. You are looking this way. Otherwise, train tracks would come this way to you, like you guys are trying to say with the sun. Really mixed up, backwards perspectives. You guys show you don't understand what perspective is. You don't understand how optics work. You don't understand practically anything. Only thing you guys love to know about is maths. Maths is your life. Yes, Globers have an IQ of a tuna sandwich, Rory Carson. I'm actually going to make a t-shirt of that. Tuna sandwich. It's a big red flag that is demonstrable. That's all I'm saying. Look into it more. There's something there. I'm definitely going to look into it, Godzilla. For sure, definitely. How would it be raised from the very far sun? Can you draw a different picture? Unfortunately, the video I've taken is still on my phone. I haven't stuck it on my computer yet, so I am working on that little video because I did a little demonstration with 2 sticks and my sun gun. My sun gun is really obviously used to mimic the sun, which is divergent rays. So when I move the position to the sticks, the shadows change. You see it diverges and it goes back to parallel depending on the distance and the angle. This is precisely what's happening in reality. So when you see the divergent rays, shadows with the clouds, it's proving it's local. And obviously if you have a stick in the ground like your Eratosthenes kind of thing, you are still showing it's local because the distance has increased a bit, which is giving it a parallel angle. But yeah, I'm working on a video of that. I think a spider had bitten me on my hand yesterday, my finger again yesterday. Hopefully it's not a hectic spider like last time, because yeah, the bush and spiders. Let's see. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Wiggles, conspiratory arrays look like railway tracks. No, they don't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You guys are smoking some hectic shit, dude. They do not look like train tracks. No, Mercator, it doesn't mean the rays are parallel. I've actually done physical demonstration to show this. So, I suggest you wait and see. I don't know when you're gonna actually come on and talk, but yeah, like I said, you made excuses, so you took a number 2. Is there anything else that you guys would want to talk about? How much people are actually in the chat at the moment? Let's see. It is showing 14. Good to see you 14 still in. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate everything you guys are doing. Please do like the show. See, even I gave it likes. You guys can also give a like. It really does help the show to move up to further people. So again, flat measurements to work out the globe. That's practically all it's done this whole time. Al-Biruni. Also, one thing I want to point out: how do you know Al-Biruni really existed? Eratosthenes and them, because they just have these people coming out of nowhere, and there's no really documentation for the people. It's really weird. Or Al-Biruni was there, but they falsely associated things like this to him because they have to make their own narrative for history. how much things in history have changed just so they can have their narrative pushed. Sextant is a beautiful thing, is it not? One thing I've realized is people keep asking me, why don't you pick up a sextant? And I'm like, I'm in the middle of the bush, why am I going to even need a sextant? Sextants are not really needed in the bush. I mean, I can just look at the sky and know how to get where I need to get. Navigation basics. What's that? Sin is latitude, Co is LHA, and tan is declination. And cos is also latitude. What's that? Trigonometry. McToon, using a sextant to get your bearing. Ooh. Something you said you do not use in celestial navigation. What does it say? Celestial navigation basics. Yeah. Very, very odd. See? The same? Elevation angle. It's perpendicular to the vertical. It is in a parallel to the floor. Elevation angle. Yes. Parallel. Sort of sound like QNFI now. So yeah. So definitely do you guys yourself a favor and just go and look through different celestial navigations and stuff, and you'll see why it all comes to what it is. It's very simple. They want to put it on a sphere, but by doing so they are showing that it was derived from flat measurements. Very, very simple. Site reduction tables. The moon sun running fix. Check out all those tables. This is also based on what? Grid system. You see it says 45 degrees north, 44 degrees. This is a grid map. A grid map. It's not a globe map. It's a grid map because it's Cartesian. It's based off of that flat measurement from Polaris to the equator. Hence you have your latitudes and longitudes because of the time of day. Something Sean Hawkins also said, you do not need to know the time when taking the measurements. Yeah, star path. What does this one say? This is just about Homoto, the site reduction tables, and yeah. Bearing. It's about it. It's quite actually very easy just to show everything. Sean Hawkins again showing that, and my measurements. Oh, and by the way guys, remember on here I did write it in my comment section, because where was it? I think it was the bottom here. This one. Sorry, that wasn't supposed to be 33. I did put it in my description box. It was 1 a.m. in the morning creating this video. It was supposed to be 24 degrees, okay? I was just tired. Didn't realize I typed 33 and left it. So that was it. Okay. And again, I didn't show the screen probably. Sorry guys. Okay. But thanks for being here. Exposed Antarctica. Al-Biruni bullshit, exactly. Good to see you. I'm glad you could make it. Michael Barja, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Good news, Fatoid. A bunch of us Globe Shawls were talking today, and you are the favorite to win top left. Oh, you sound like McToon, don't you? Do you guys really think a grown adult cares about your top left award system? You know, if you're old enough to know peer pressure doesn't affect you, if you think your top left has any effect on me at all, it's actually very sad. Because at the end of the day, that's all you guys have, is to try and look, this guy's dumb. And I'm honored to be there. You know why? Because it shows I am being the most relevant to how dumb you are, how dumb your globe is, and how little arguments you have. So by all means, yeah, doesn't really bother me. It's just showing you guys have nothing to offer. Hence why people like you guys run away when we say, come and show us. Actually, show us what we are being wrong with. We are grown adult with the mind of a 8-year-old child. Yes, you are definitely. I still think 8-year-olds have more knowledge than you. And yeah. So Messi, Mercator, remember I did say this is the last chat you're going to be have here, because you are just a troll. Probably Sean Hawkins one troll. You are going to be moved to the wall of shame after this. So yeah, empty cans rattling, Godzilla. Exactly, it's 100% that. Do we have any people that want to come in and chat? I know it's still early in a lot of parts in the world. On the stationary plane we live on. I really thought we could talk more about Al-Biruni, but it's kind of open and closed discussion. You kind of open the case, show, look, it's flat, and close it. But then again, everything about the globe is like that. Let's see what Michael Barr says. Yes, Wiggles, if you are trying to find out exactly where you are, but if you are just trying to get close, then no. What did Wiggles say? Michael Barr. No, if the little tiny bit, but Polaris is off from the Earth's axis, makes any difference in celestial navigation. I haven't done the math. Ah, you see, now they have to try and figure out, they have to make Polaris now away so it doesn't have that fixed 90 degree. You guys do know that Polaris does move around a little axis off, but it's kind of moving around its cycle all the time. Every year it's got a different declination, because it's still relatively 90 degrees. Doesn't matter what time of year or when, it's still at the same position. So we know what distance, the further you go away, because the parallax you're not going to see it as much. Okay, so it seems to me most of the people in here are just globe defenders that got nothing to really say, nothing to offer. Oh, sun's coming up nicely now. Yeah, don't worry, that curved baseline will not throw off celestial navigation. Exactly, Godzilla. They have to ignore that the measurement is done off of a flat baseline. And so, trying to obfuscate from that flat baseline, they're trying to say the star is now going to throw that measurement off. It's exactly what's going on. Akabar, it's less than 1 degree flattoid. It's essentially stationary. That's why latitude lines don't work on a flat Earth. Michael Barr, I showed it can only work on a flat Earth. Did you pay attention to the video last night where I ripped Sean a new hole? Should I show that again? Because he literally thinks, like you, height has to say the same height, altitude, when taking measurements, angular measurements. Faciality. I confronted and debunked Sean Hawkins on one of his shorts about boats distorted at the horizon, and he could rely was cool opinion. He supplied. Yeah, because that's all they got. They don't have an argument. He probably saw you as well and said you're stupid and you lost, kind of thing. Because I mean, how much times did we count last night there where he's telling me you failed? I think I counted on 15 and stopped counting because he just carried on saying you failed. He was lying to himself. They don't have an argument, faciality. That's all it is. They don't have an argument. I mean, we've proven with demonstration and explanation and everything. Even this shows you guys an angle gets too acute to see. Literally, it becomes limited. Becomes the limited angle. Very, very simple. So, we know apparent altitude has a linear relationship to the distance. It follows that perspective arc. So, the higher the apparent altitude, the further the disk can be pushed out, the further the limited angle. In this case, with Polaris, aka 5,400 nautical miles before it reaches that limited angle. Hey Citizen Z, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. I'm glad you could make it. I do have Stellarium actually put on my PC. I put it on last night. It was quite cool. I haven't really played around with it. Still got to learn about Stellarium a bit on there. So yeah. Explain something to who? Brenda? Brenda was on here last night. double speaking and showing that Brenda doesn't actually know what Brenda's talking about, because everything Brenda talks about I can just type on Google and show contradictions. Yeah, like telling me inertial space doesn't exist while I'm on a link that shows inertial space. Telling me gets really mixed up with different inertial frames as well, which is really, really sad. Telling me claims like gravity is not a force, but it can cause an acceleration. Weird. As far as I know, to cause an acceleration, which is vector change, you need a force. Also telling me you can pick up something which takes a force to pick it up, but where did that force go when you let it go? Just vanished. Now you're not having a force letting it fall down again. That is Brenda's arguments. Very, very sad. Wiggles Godzilla, I can show you in Discord a graphic I made explaining the definition of angle between two smooth and different. No, Wiggles, that thing you put up in Discord was not actually helping you guys. That is your, I think it's in Glover. That was your guys' straw man arguments, showing you guys don't actually understand anything. Let's see if I can quickly pull it up so we can show everybody what's going on. Okay, let's get it up and going. This is what Wiggles put up, everybody. Diagram showing the elevation angles of Polaris on a flat Earth at various points on Earth and the distances from the North Pole to those points. Notice the right triangles. Why are you sticking Polaris at the same point? Why are you ignoring perspective? A 60-degree angle has a distance relation. A 40-degree angle has a distance relation. You are making a straw man to try and say that is how it should work. It's not how it works. The apparent altitude is linked to the distance. Just because you stick those triangles together at the same point is just showing your dishonesty and showing you don't understand how it works. Should I show you again? It follows the arc, apparent altitude, because it is linked. It is linked. See ya? It's linked. So, let's explain this again. Polaris at 90 degrees. You measured an 80-degree angle. So it's 80 degrees. You have 10-degree co-altitude angle because you actually have to minus the 80 from the 90 to get your co-altitude angle. You times that by 60 nautical miles. In other words, it's a minute of arc because you are measuring the celestial sphere. Gives you a distance of 600 nautical miles. What is the linear relationship telling us? With distance, see the distance? I'm moving away. The distance is getting more with every 10 degrees, whatever. Look what's happening. It's opposite. With altitude depression, the distance increases. With the distance decrease, the apparent altitude increases. It's like a little slider. The one goes up as the one goes down, and the one goes down as the one goes up. As simple as that. This is how it's supposed to look, Mercator. Wiggles. It's supposed to show 80 degrees, because that's an 80-degree triangle from Mike. If the star was further away or he moved away, that is what it's showing. And it's showing la 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 and further away. This is it. Showing the relationship. Simple. Flat Earth. This is what you guys think it is. You guys are claiming, like Sean Hawkins, this angular measurement, let's say of 70 degrees, is going to have the same height as a 30-degree measurement of there. Is that physically dropping? No. It's an apparent drop. It's an apparent altitude angle. I'm measuring 30 degrees to that angle at the back, and I measured a 70-degree altitude angle. You can see it's definitely not the same apparent height, but it is actually the same height. It just doesn't appear to be that way because the angles are different. A 70-degree angle is not the same altitude angle as a 30-degree angle. Very simple. So, my challenge was to Sean and to all of you Globers. Show us in reality, taking a picture of Polaris if you want, or anything, having the same altitude angle with different altitude angle readings. Please do that. Well, that's kind of debunking your whole globe, doesn't it? Did you guys see that? Hope it was showed. Wiggles, yes, I agree. The light post could be 70 degrees above the horizon, at the distant one could be 30 degrees above the horizon from its perspective. Sure. So it's not physical then, Wiggles. We'd agree. Your guys things you put up, your argument is then a straw man argument that no one makes, because you guys are trying to, how can I put it, put an argument forth for flat earth that no one makes because it's an idiotic argument. So a straw man argument, in other words. Okay, Godzilla, how many anti-flat earth drops do you think will be made on this season of Netflix? We get a lot of attention for a bunch of crazies. That's true. I mean, if we weren't, how can I put it, if we weren't actually worth anything, then why are they giving so much attention to us? That's usually not how it works, is it? I mean, I don't give attention to something that doesn't bother me because it doesn't bother me, so why would I worry about it? I mean, I don't go and say, let's say I saw someone doing stitching incorrect. Okay, they've done their stitching incorrect. Now, why must I go and bother them and prove them wrong and show them they're moving it wrong? It doesn't bother me because it's got no effect on me. This is not supposed to be with the globe, remember? If flat earth is so dumb and stupid, why are you going out of your way to try and disprove it? Just a thought. Hey Yukon Wong, thanks for joining, thank you for coming. Yeah, Godzilla, the Globers have nothing. It's very simple. So once again, you're disproving a flat earth as if it's the distance moved is proportional to themselves and not proportional to the tangent. Yukon, I proved it now again. You coming here and just spewing religious nonsense because you have an IQ of a tuna sandwich or a peanut does not make your globe correct. PT, I made a video debunking you. I used your method. It was easy. You were wrong. Really? Do you have a channel? Is your channel called PD? Let's go and do it now to check it out. I think, please do tell me you have a channel called PD or whatever. PT? I don't know where's your channel? PT? I don't know. Copy. Let's see if it's gonna show. Do you maybe have a channel link for me that I can check out? Because this should be good. PT, 85 subscribers. Ah, there we go. Guys, let's sit back and enjoy this because this should be interesting. He's saying he's debunking me. Let's make sure it's showing. Yes, okay, it's showing. Let's get on.
Hello, I'm back again, and this time I'm taking a quick look at this video from Flatside.
The globe defenders are trying to change how we observe things. First of all, they want me to plot a graph where the man is moving away from a fixed star. This alone shows that they are,
I must say, I do like that. It's quite a creative thumbnail.
being dishonest, because it's not us moving, it's the luminary moving. Let's go.
The whole deal with Polaris is that it's in a fixed position above the North Pole. It doesn't move, but
I already see a problem here, PT. Where is the perspective taking into account here? You're putting the angle measurement. That angle measurement A is going to be different to, let's say, angle measurement B there, because you have a different altitude angle, apparent altitude angle. You've already been debunked and it's been 17 seconds.
I'm certain that we're allowed to.
This is an 80 degree. Look at the altitude relationship compared to the distance, shall we?
80 degrees, 70 degrees, 60 degrees.
Yeah, 80 degrees has a different altitude angle relationship to distance than a 50 degree. You think 50 degrees is supposed to have the same altitude, angle, height as 80 degrees, PT? Do you understand what you are implying? You're implying this. You're implying this. Do you see that? You're implying that this elevation height and this elevation height is supposed to sit at the same height. Do you understand that? Do we see this in reality? No. Why? Because that's stupid. But let's go on with your video.
50 degrees, 40 degrees.
What do you guys see is happening here?
Then it's dropping some more. 20 degrees, 10 degrees, and eventually on horizon, 0 degrees.
What did we observe here?
So you went from 80 degrees all the way down to 0 degrees in 10 degree intervals, and
As you
Yeah, and that's what we just showed. It has an apparent altitude drop. That's what's happening in reality, remember? Because an angle is very specific.
see, it gets further away with distance. That distance between the angles gets smaller. You see the angles getting compressed together. This is exactly what you see in reality.
so what you're saying is, in order to orthographically represent what a single observer sees from their perspective, you've got to do a bit of trigonometry.
Yes, we've been doing trigonometry this whole time. Remember the things you guys say we do not do trigonometry? That is a 90-degree angle, right angle, 90-degree angle, right triangle, all having different values. Why? Because it's an angular measurement off of a horizontal. As it gets in the distance to that apparent altitude angle to distance, it shows the spacings between them have starting to compress into the distance, and thus it shows it's perspective based.
And
Yes, even if Mike is moving away, you'd get the same difference. Only thing is, you would see the bubble moving with Mike, where with the star, it would be opposite.
say hello to Mike. Here he is in blue. As he travels south, his personal bubble moves with him.
Yes, his personal bubble moves with him, remember? His personal bubble moves with him. Polaris is always staying at the exact same position. His apparent altitude is changing. Remember this? Apparent altitude change. It's not physical, it's apparent. It's called perspective. That angle is not the same as that angle. This is why we say you guys do not think in 3 dimensions.
His bubble angle ranges from 90 degrees at the GP and 0 degrees at the equator, and somewhere in the middle.
And do they follow the same GP vector? Yes. The relationship is showing what? It's showing the linear, it's showing the linear relationship. The distance changes, thus the altitude angle changes. The altitude angle changes, and thus the distance changes.
It's 45 degrees at 2700 nautical miles from the GP. Introducing Mike's pal Michelle. She also has a personal bubble, dictating where she sees the star from her perspective. And like Mike, the 60 nautical miles per 1 degree is maintained. And now for the fun bit. What happens if I was to move Michelle over here and Mike over there? Let's have a play. Mike will see Polaris.
Oh, this is exactly what I'm saying. Altitude angle, distance, it's related.
Really, really low down. But Michelle sees it really, really high. So how?
Altitude angle. Altitude angle. Distance is related to the altitude angle. Distance is related to the altitude angle. Do you understand that? This person, Rochelle, I think you said, is observing an altitude angle different to the altitude of Mike, which is much further away. So this is what we observe. This would be what Rochelle is observing. This would be what Mike is observing. You get it? Distance to altitude angle relationship. So I don't know what you're saying.
How is it
debunked.
on this flat plane that they can see it in two different places? It's up here for Michelle.
Sorry, this is just showing you have no understanding of how perspective works. Just have to be blatantly obvious. Point to you. Sorry, guys. But thanks for the try, though. So yeah. PT, I'm going to show the rest now. I just wanted to see what they're saying here. Yes, he used GeoBra. I put GeoBra on my computer now as well. I've got to learn how to use it though. Just showing that you were scared. Am I scared? For what? I'm showing you that you debunked yourself from the first 17 seconds. I came to check the comments. Let's go on.
But it's all the way down here for Mike.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now, looking at your so-called debunking. So what exactly have you debunked? Should I remind you again that it's altitude angle relation to distance? So Mike has a further distance, thus the altitude angle has dropped because he's taken that angle measurement, which is 3 degrees. See the nautical miles compared? See the apparent altitude angle compared? A 3-degree altitude angle is not the same as an 87-degree altitude angle. That is just insane.
Very, very simple. We measure the angles in the sky.
Well, that's it for this video, but I am working on something else. And this is a little bit of a sneak preview. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell me.
Okay, dude, I will like it and I will subscribe. Thank you for the attempt. Like I said, you are unfortunately very wrong. Debunked at 17 seconds, but well done, guys. He did attempt it. More than what I can say of someone else. Hey, someone, glad you could make it. Yeah, it's getting there. I'm glad the quality is getting better for you guys. Okay, gorgeous. Assumption mark's gonna need to measure that radius first before you guess the sun's distance. Exactly. So PT, how can I explain this to you? I think I did make it very clear to you. You sit with the same dilemma that Sean Hawkins sits with everybody else. You are trying to make height of your 83-degree angle to have the same height or altitude angle of the 3-degree angle. Epic fail. Exactly, reality. Epic fail. Again, what do we say? IQ of a tuna sandwich or a peanut. Which one sounds better? IQ of a peanut or IQ of a tuna sandwich? I lean more towards the tuna sandwich one because that's the one I gave for Sean Hawkins originally. So I think IQ of a tuna sandwich. I'm gonna make a merch line of that for sure. Hey, Flat Forever, good to see you. Glad you could make it. What happened to PT? Why did he get banned? Let the man talk so Flat can educate. Where did he get banned? Did someone ban PT? No, I think his message is deleted. I don't know what message they showed though. Can we if he is timed out, can we untime him maybe? Because PT didn't cross the line anywhere that I saw. If you guys don't know. Potato is my favorite. That can also work. IQ of a potato. I like tuna sandwich. I think I can make a cool logo with that as well. Was he disrespectful? Okay. Well, he probably got triggered when I was showing him wrong, so I couldn't see the comments. So if he was, that's his own problem. Thank you, PT, for showing. I did like your video and subscribe, so I can keep up to date with your showing how stupid you are. Yeah. More like a mayo sandwich. Yeah, that's about it, eh? Okay, guys, I just have to hop to the toilet quickly, so I'm gonna play some of the stream of last night with Sean Hawkins on here. Because let me just actually have to get it again, so I can quickly hop to the bathroom. I'm gonna put Sean Hawkins on so you can see what he was saying, how he was going crazy. Yeah. I think this is it.
80 degrees
Okay,
is 6
let me ask you a question.
Okay, let's put that on quickly. Video chat. So I'll see you guys back in like 2 minutes maybe.
About the horizon. Are you this
You
dumb?
showed Polaris 30 feet above his head and 30 feet away from him.
No.
Yes, if you take his height, which is approximately 6 feet, and you divide that into how high that you say Polaris is or how far away it is, that's 5 times his height, or 4 times. It's about 24 feet above his head. That's what your illustration shows. You have not shown him moving from latitude to latitude line and observing Polaris at a stationary point. You have combined perspective and orthographic views into one, and that is not allowed.
You guys all agree with me that this guy is not even trying to listen what's going on? He's outright ignoring this. So you telling me 5,400 nautical miles at 0 is false?
No, I'm saying that's correct, but that only works on a
but you just
sphere.
said
It
it was
does not work on a flat Earth.
I just showed you on a flat Earth. 80 degrees
Okay,
is 6
let me ask you a question. I don't care what your chart shows. You've not shown him observing from different latitude lines, observing its angle. See, when you show an orthographic view like this, you have to show it Polaris in its actual position, not in its apparent position due to perspective. You've combined perspective and orthographic view. That's one thing that Gary Wybinga did. He failed at.
Oh, so you got a problem with showing reality because we actually live in a three-dimensional world that's got perspective in it. Is that your...
Well, I think we've shown enough of what's going on here. Oh, what a joke. That guy was really a joke, dude. I think someone was trying to come into Discord chat. I'm not really sure. It's okay. No one's here in Discord chat. So PT's back. I was timed out. Okay, I used your method, but made it 3D. PT 3D would take perspective into account. You didn't take perspective into account, and you were validating my point when I said it's a linear relationship. Altitude, apparent altitude angle, is dependent on the distance. Distance is dependent on the apparent altitude angle. They are linked. Hey Gary, good to be here. Thank you for being here, dude. I really do appreciate it. Yes, Sean does make a person laugh. He's the king of tuna sandwiches, the IQ of a tuna sandwich, so he's definitely going to be here forever. Okay, Peter, the 3D was in perspective projection mode. Exactly, PT, you do not understand. Rachel is taking a physical angle measurement. No, it's literally, how do I explain this? Rachel is standing here, looking at an item here. This is an angle measurement to here. It's an apparent altitude. If moved closer, is that going to have the same height to Rachel in 3 dimensions? No. Let's make it 3D. Look there. Well, obviously you have to do it this way. This is the height. This is, let's say you are Mike. Mike is moving away. Is that angle measurement, yeah, the same as this angle measurement? Yeah, no, look, it's dropped. Why? Because it's a linear relationship. Altitude angle is dependent on distance. Distance is dependent on altitude angle. Debunked, your so-called debunk. Okay. Yeah, Sean is dumb. His Polaris challenge is a problem because we can't even understand how to take... Flat, I've understood it. That's why I debunked it so easy, and that's why he had such a train wreck. He was on last night. I'm going to be making a short clip out of what you just saw now, so I can put it on for you guys. It was hilarious. At the end, he actually got so triggered. He just swore at me and left. PT, what I'm saying, Polaris is local. Where did I say anything about local? But yes, Polaris would have to be local because we can see it. It's 5,400 nauticals away to its apparent altitude angle. So yeah. So yeah, this is the kind of argument we get. So thank you, PT, for at least attempting it. I would appreciate if you guys can show how it keeps its physical height when making different angular measurements, because no one's made that claim except you guys with an IQ of a tuna sandwich. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go check how much people are in chat, because unfortunately I can't see from this. I have to go actually to the video to check. 14 people watching. That's quite good. Again, thank you all for liking. I see you got 26 likes. You guys are awesome. Please don't forget to share the show as well, because it gets it out to a wider audience. So, yeah, the beginning of the stream started with us just chatting a bit, then talking about Al-Biruni and showing how it's flat, and then yeah, Sean Hawkins' so-called debunking. Is there any other people that want to try debunk my debunk of Sean Hawkins? More than welcome. Do please feel free to let me know so we can air it for everybody. And look, you probably get extra subscribers and likes. Face reality. Why are we debating an Earth with no observable movement? It's utterly ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It's because they bring it up every time. You guys do realize that just this observation alone with angular measurements and stuff debunk their whole argument of movement, because it proves it's the stars moving and not us. Because if we had to move away from Polaris, we physically have to move away from to get an angular reading. If it was the Earth moving, we wouldn't need to move, because Polaris would always just be there. Yeah. Weird. Because we know if we stand and look at Polaris and take an angular reading, it's going to be that angular reading, because it doesn't move. Whoops. Kind of debunks the moving globe, doesn't it? Shabda sound. Tilted spinning flying peg globe. Globetards equals nature's cruelest mistake. It's just a production of dumbed down narrative specialists. Yeah, because they get spoon fed the narrative from birth, they just accept it like blind zombies. Brains. Brains. The reason they want brains is because they don't have any. They live in a mathematical reality. Their reality is mathematical fantasy based. If I can prove it with maths, therefore it's reality kind of thing. Not what demonstrable reality observations tell. It's lies, exactly. It's just lies. I mean, we can debunk math in like 2 seconds if we wanted to. I've said this how many times? Let's do it again. Yanni and Sunny walking into an ice cream store. Yanni asks Sunny, "Do you want an ice cream?" Sunny says, "Yes, please, Yanni. I want an ice cream." Yanni says, "Hi, sir. Can I please have 2 ice creams?" He says, "Sorry, son. Unfortunately, I only have 1 ice cream." Yanni says, "Sorry, Sonny. I'm only going to be able to buy 1 ice cream because there's only 1 ice cream." "Oh, that's okay, Yanni. We can just mathematically give me another one." "Yeah. Okay." Yanni goes and he takes his 1 ice cream, he buys 1 ice cream. He goes and he pluses it. 1 + 1 = 2. Now Yanni and Sunny both have an ice cream. Yay! Is that reality? No. Why? Because he only bought 1 ice cream. Just because he plus it with 1, now Sunny's got 2 ice creams. Not in reality, there wasn't another one to plus. But in mathematics, you can plus that one out of sweet bugger all, and that means it's reality now. No. Simple as that. Only possible on the globe Earth. Yeah. I want to see FTE on here with his refracted face reality. The funny thing is FTE is running away from his refracted hand because he actually let's try and look at his, I'm going to see if I can bring up his emails. He says he actually demonstrated it. He wants to debate me, and I said, yeah, he can come on here and debate me, but the guy's just not coming to debate me. He's had so much opportunities to come on here. I've told him where I am, and he's telling me I'm running away from him. Fight the flat earth. Okay. Let's see. Okay, guys. Fight the flat earth. To me, let's debate about the refraction you don't understand. When do you stream? When we can simulcast? This is my response. Hi Craig, sorry, but I'm not interested in debate, obviously, because remember the last debate I had with him, because yeah, he doesn't really debate. But I'm however very interested if you can demonstrate your refracted hand for me. This is a very simple question to ask. I mean, you made a claim about his refracted hand. So will you be able to do this demonstration, or should I be accepting as you talk shit out of your ass that you cannot back up with reality? The choice is yours. Have a good evening further. Was very clear. Just show me a demonstration since you made a positive claim. This is his response. Demonstrate the refracted hand. Do you have any idea how dumb this sounds? No, it does really sound dumb because you are claiming the refracted hand, so I'm asking you to demonstrate it. So obviously if it was real, you could demonstrate it. Look at your hand. Okay? The from it has been refracted. I'm looking at my hand. Does anybody see a refracted hand here? No. Okay, demonstration complete. That's the so-called demonstration. It's okay. I understand your reluctance. I always remember the time you admitted I understand science. Okay, make up shit, why don't you? You don't understand bugger all. So yeah, if you want, you can actually go and look at that where I said you understand science, because I don't ever remember saying that. So please do get a timestamp of that, because that would be a lie. Okay, so me again. You made a claim that your hand's temperatures will change the density of the air around it to cause refraction. So back it up. Seems you know it's bullshit. You know where you got this idea from? Professor Phil Bell, bringing maths into the equation. Yeah. Okay. Do I care to demonstrate a physical properties of matter? Yes, you made a positive claim. I'm asking you to back it up. It seems to me you are wanting me to demonstrate entropy for you. So, guys, he is saying now refraction is entropy. Yeah, and this is acclaimed nuclear physicist for the Navy. Okay, well, X. But yeah. My hand is hotter than the air. No shit, Sherlock. Not always, though, because sometimes the air is hotter than your hand. I mean, stick your hand by oven, the air is hotter. That heat will be transferred. No, the energy transferred. Remember, that's how entropy works. It's energy transference. No matter how small, heat transfer will cause a change in temperature. Heat is just work. It's energy work. That's what heat is. Yeah. No matter how small it's, this is entropy in action. Okay, I'll give it to you, but today it's entropy in action, but it's not explaining your refraction. That's your obfuscation from showing refraction. Then of course we have the fact that the liquid in your eyes refracts the liquid so much that it inverts, that you're seeing 180 degrees. No shit. It's going through your cornea to your retina. But that is inside your eye. That is 2 mediums. Understand? 2 mediums, 2 densities. Okay. It's okay, buddy. Once I'm back from my family holiday, I'll start work on your episode of Fleur So Idiots. Yeah, he's working on that again. Although thinking about it, you know what? You've given me an idea. Thanks. You'll get your demonstration. Thanks. You may have just screwed up a little here. Again, 11 frames. They had to add in 11 frames. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay. Then we move on to me again. Being all polite still. So then still making up excuses to demonstrate your claim. And of a refracted hand due to temperatures. Still waiting for it. Great. Thank you for showing you need to run from the hills when making claims. I just told you I would. Is reading your strong point. There we go, ad homs again. Not your strong point. Okay, so any idea? This is now 11th of August. That was the 22nd of July. It's been quite a while. I mean, he did say he's going to do a demonstration. So, any idea on your demonstration of refracted hand yet? Been a few weeks now. I mean, it doesn't take long to quickly do it. Something that's based in reality. Yeah? I take months to produce videos. Because unlike you, I don't throw shit at the wall and just hope it sticks. I have standards. Editing in VFX takes time when a quality videos like mine are made. Okay, sometimes weeks of polish and required. I've done my demonstration. It will be in the video that's come out when it's ready. So in other words, making excuses that it hasn't been done. I posted episode 69 a week ago. Episode 70, 71, 72 are in the post-production, and your video is episode 73 or 74. So in other words, you just contradicted yourself by saying you already done it, because it would be in production, but that's what's in production. Okay, anyway, and this was a while back. I think he's already released how much videos after this email, which has still not come with the demonstration. So in other words, he's been lying again. The meantime, why are you scared to let me talk to you? I'm not scared to you. You still can come on my stream. I've been inviting you, remember? I've even offered to become a patron as you demanded. Yeah, and I still don't see you as a patron. Weird. Wow, what a shame that you even had need to lie on an email. Exactly. What a shame that you even tried to throw in some add-on. I should say add-on. For this, you're asking ahead management to do demonstration. By the way, I made a funny debunk of it. Should be out tonight. It is a joke, just let me know. Anyway, that was the refracted hand video I let out. So, this is this. So, where is the lie? And again, why can't I come and debate you? I made it very simple. You can come and debate. I'm here. Talk to me. You haven't become a patron. You haven't even attempted to come and talk to me. You haven't shown your demonstration of refracted hand. I, however, have shown your refracted hand to be total bullshit. So, yeah. That's how it is. That's why I said this guy is not a debater. Okay, sorry guys, my one child just woke up, so I just have to quickly go and make him some coffee. Let me play something in the background again. What can I play in the background? One of my old videos maybe. Your channel. Thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. Like I said, my child sits in the background, so I just have to go and make him some coffee. Something that's not going to take too quickly. I need to find something that's at least got a few minutes in it. Coffee takes time. Oh yeah. Let's watch System of a Lie's Dopamine. This was before I got my PC. This is like the look I really wanted to go for. So I think I will show you that video and then I'll be back now. Let me just because that should give me oh shit sorry, because that should give me enough time just to quickly make him coffee.
No matter who you are, where you are, you live today. You live your life from day to day, facing new challenges and obstacles. You make thousands of decisions in a day. decisions affect you and the people around you. What you make of those decisions, it builds your story. It defines your future. We all share the same reality, but different paths, viewpoints, and opinions. From an early age, we are taught how to think, how to act, and how to obey. Fail to obey, you get punished. We place moral standards on how we view the world. Do you hold up to those standards you set for everyone else? So what is this lie that we're all living in?
Before we answer that question, I want you to look around. What do you see? Is it a busy, time-consuming rat race?
No care in the world with no regard about consequences. We all know that feeling of where has my youth gone? How has time gone by so quickly? How have we got here? Where to next? All these things play a critical role in how we live today and how we will live tomorrow. Our mindset is a powerful weapon. It either breaks us down or builds us up. How many times have you made impulsive decisions or thought through things before you act? Do you choose to go to the market to buy food because you have to? Or is it just out of luxury? We have become dependent on the world system. It provides us our food, homes, jobs, infrastructure, and if we follow its rules, the way we live, it will reward us. What happens if you fail to follow the world system rules? You're considered to be insane, weird, an outcast, and stupid. The system has created a stigma attached to anyone who opposes it.
Believe the earth is flat. The documentary is called Assholes.
Why is it that less and less people today cannot be self-sufficient? How many people today cannot even make a fire from the basic fundamentals provided by nature? How is it that people do not know how to grow their own food? We rely so much on technology that when we have blackouts for periods of time, chaos ensues. And it's not long before shops get looted and buildings get burnt down, all for the name of survival.
Our technological age has implemented a way of living that requires us to become lazy and complacent.
What is the first thing we do when we wake up in the mornings? We reach for our phones, tablets, or television. We place a high priority on the need to use technology in our everyday lives. How will we survive without the use of this luxury? The world understands that dopamine is a driving force used to control you. This is why large corporations and media have adopted these principles into the marketing. Once they have you hooked, you cannot get enough. You just keep coming back for more. We are conditioned to chase that next fix, to feel the next sensation. The world system is fueled by lust and gluttony. We have become self-worshippers and desensitized to care. We place the rat race for success ahead of anything. We become so desperate that we take so much for granted. We become slaves to self.
I ask you, what is this life really? Are you honest with yourself? Do you live in the system? Or do you live for the system?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to make coffee for my children. Hope you guys watched that and enjoyed it. So then, yeah, hope you talked about amongst each other. Can't believe it's already 7:30. Probably gonna have to start saying bye if it's like this. See, to us it's difficult to do it in the lounge. In the garage, at least it's easier because I have my little studio there and they can watch TV and do whatever they want. So it's a bit difficult now. Now they have to sit here and listen to this. I actually want to do more of those type of documentaries. Obviously I can do better production now because now I have a PC that I can do work better with, so I think I'm going to be doing more of those definitely in the future. Flat over, I live in Florida and I've seen the shuttle launch and I fly over my house dozens of times. Where is it going exactly? This I don't know, have you noticed my background? What am I showing here, guys? Where is that arc going? Why is it arcing down? The arguments I get from the globe, guys, are it's arcing because of the orbit. No, it's arcing because it gets thrown into the sea when it's out of view. That is why it's arcing. Called Nemo. Sorry, my children are getting kind of restless now. Yeah, my one child, my daughter. I'm so proud of her. Yesterday she did a ballet recital, the first one, and she got a gold certificate, 87%. So that was great. Really proud of my children. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't know how longer we can still talk. Thank you, Godzilla. Yeah, I'm really proud of them. I actually got 3 children. My daughter, she's turning 7 now. Next month, the 12th of September. My son Eli, he's 4 years old now. And then I got my youngest daughter, which she just turned 1 about, I think it was a month and a half ago to 2 months. So yeah, definitely very blessed. Disney and NASA, what's the difference? Actually, yeah, what is the difference between Disney and NASA? Both just productions. It's a show. Money-making show. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna have to go. We'll definitely be having Discord live chat again on Wednesday. Discord Wednesday, and then obviously Saturday evening again, and then Sunday morning like today. Hopefully soon I can move it to the garage. It'll be much easier. I'm just gonna try and see if I can get the PC working onto the laptop screen, the monitor, and then get the longer Ethernet cable. So thank you everybody for coming. I really do appreciate it. You guys are rock. Thank you for joining, Godzilla. It's good to see you. Good to see everybody that's come in here. You guys are all awesome. I do appreciate your support. Please just like if you haven't, and share and subscribe. So yeah, that's about it. Till next time, God bless.